I compiled a team of only transfer portal players because in today's day and age, well, let's just say there are a lot of them. In fact, over 2,700 players entered to look for a new home. That is a lot of talent. NIL and the portal are changing the game, which is exactly why North Dakota State felt like it was the right time to enter the FBS with a small loan of $5 billion to go ahead and sign and steal away any player that they want in the transfer portal. The best players in this 2024-2025 transfer portal are here on this team, so let's go meet the guys. Quarterback Carson Beck no longer going to Miami. This 94 overall slinger will enhance the Bison in year one. Mekhi Hughes out of Tulane with 2 phenomenal seasons in the books. He is the most sought after running back in this portal. But to complete the 1-2 punch, you can't go wrong with Justice Haynes, the Alabama running back. Tight end Tanner at 6'7" from Ball State, a stud. And Max Clare, a great product out of Purdue, looking to go to Ohio State, but not so fast. The Bison snag him too. Receivers, we got a lot of good ones. Zachariah Branch, Kevin Concepcion, Eric Singleton Jr., Deuce Robinson, just to name a few guys that were at the top of the list. Flipping it over to the boys on defense, a lot of good corners. Takario Davis leading this bunch. Dylan Thieneman, the star safety. A couple edge rushers like Williams Nwaneri, and solid linebackers like former Colorado Buffalo Hill Green headed to Alabama. In the trenches, Lee Hunter is probably our biggest pickup. Competing in the Mountain West and somehow only an 80 overall with a bunch of high 80s and low 90 players. Maybe it hasn't updated, but can they go all the way? We only got one shot at this and one season to prove it, but there is a catch. I can only jump in on one offensive drive and one defensive drive of my choice, so I need to be strategic. This leaves the majority of each game in the hands of EA to determine if they got it like that. Let's go dominate on the road, our inaugural game against New Mexico State. Here we go, first game in the FBS. And it's no ordinary Bison team. As you just were introduced, it's a super team. Crazy what $5 billion can get you. And we're gonna start off the sim here in the first quarter, just one play at a time, easing the game along. Remember, we have to be strategic with how we do this. We're currently down 3-0, but there it is, the inaugural score for the Bison. They're on the board, and they're looking for more before half. 10-3, starting off with a second half drive, end zone, 17-3. I don't think I need to do too much here, but let's go ahead and use our offensive drive. Why don't we kick it off to Hughes, the Tulane product, chunked 5 solid yards. Now we'll go back to read option. Hughes looks like a great fit to plug and chug. Dropping back to pass, we have a wide open tight end. That's Claire. First down. Really efficient stuff from Carson Beck, 21 for 27 in this opening game. We expect those type of numbers from him. Maybe we get a little sneaky there. Slip screen to Hughes. Methodical drive continues. Got another open player there right at the last second. Haven't talked about him a whole lot yet, but let's get his name on the map. He caught it right through the DB. That's Concepcion from North Carolina State. Big 6. We're up by 3 possession. Kevin from back to the end zone. This is going to be a lot of fun. I think this team can do some damage. Just in the nick of time, he got it off and right past the corner. 1 for 1 on my offensive drives thus far. How long will I stay flawless in this 1-year Dynasty episode? And oh my goodness, North Dakota State really just laying the boom. 38-3. I didn't even feel like wasting anyone's time in playing the defensive drive because they had it on lock. 38-3. The Mountain West better watch out for Carson Beck and the Bison. Insane defense as well. I got to give it up to them. You held the opposing quarterback to 3 completions for 35 yards in an interception. On defense, we got some pressure from Julian Humphrey, the cornerback, ex-Georgia cornerback headed to A&M, and then Mekhi Gaber, the ex-Cornhusker headed to Missouri. The big pick comes from none other than Takario Davis, our CB1. Walloped New Mexico State 38-3, and fun fact for y'all, Carson Beck is 9th in the preseason Heisman hopeful rankings at the time of recording this, of course, but he's going to have a huge test on his hands taking on Alabama on the road. Nothing like getting a warm welcome to the FBS like playing Alabama. Still on the road, we'll strap on the alternates, buckle in. It's about to be a wild ride in Tuscaloosa. And just like you watching this video, why don't you buckle in, hit that subscribe button, and soak it up with KingSponge. We've been pumping College Football 25 ever since, well, pre-release NCAA 14, and we're going to be pumping 26 just as hard, but we still got some more in the tank for good old college football 25, an iconic game. A drizzly afternoon. Kickoff underway. Singleton, the Georgia Tech transfer, takes the return, and we're going to let Sim do the rest until, obviously, we take over. As impressive and efficient as Carson Beck was, this is a game I expect to give us some fits. Alabama with an early lead. We strike back for 3 points of our own. Bama 10-3. Driving down the field with 2 minutes to go in the half. That's a touchdown, and I think I'm going to play my defensive drive. I chose now to jump in because sometimes the sim gets a little cheesy before half, and they're not going to go anywhere on that one. Romilio Height with the big time play. That is going to drain some clock and put them in a precarious situation. In fact, they're gonna burn some more clock, so maybe I should have took a timeout. Shoot, it's not gonna really matter now, but what a pick. We get in there and get the lurk with the Colorado product. He ironically is transferring to Alabama in real life, so that was a stud play from Hill Green. That, my friends, is a massive swing, putting our team right back into field goal range. Let's go ahead and soak that in one more time. Big time pick from a big time playmaker. Bring in prime time football to North Dakota State. I'm not going to jump in and use my offensive drive since there's only 10 seconds. So we'll go ahead and hit jump to next play, pick up 9, and not even take the field goal. So all of that heroics for naught. But what a huge run right here down into the red zone. 4th and 4, we'll take 3 and take a lead. Stifling defense. You love to see it. And there's 3 more. I think we're in for a really good game and finish. Alabama did not convert on 4th down, so we're going to use this drive on offense to win it. Incredible effort from the team. With 2 minutes to go, we just pick up a 1st down, keep moving the chains. 2-minute warning has arrived. Back to Hughes, and he's got a whole nifty juke, picking up another 1st. The elephant can dance all he wants, but at this rate, the last one dancing could very well be North Dakota. Look at these blocks, the big men in the trenches making away. Don't think for a second that we forgot about the big boys like 6'8" Isaiah World. This offensive line is all worldly from the portal, and I think they just sealed it for us. That's right, final kneel down. Carson Beck and the Bison get past Alabama. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't see this one coming. I felt very confident in getting through the Mountain West, but knocking off Alabama and playing top-notch defense bodes very well for the rest of this year. Again, the defense doing damage to a quarterback, Milroe, a shaky 95 yards and an int. Not the craziest line from Beck and the team, but 2 clutch sacks from Romilio Height and that interception from Hill Green. Good enough for player of the week in the Mountain West. I hope he keeps the momentum full steam ahead. For those that didn't know, Romilio Height is a Georgia Tech transfer that committed to Texas Tech, 4-star edge rusher caliber, showing up on the field here today. And if you've made it this far in the video, comment down below soaking Bison and I'll go ahead and give it a heart. While you're down there, if you want to give your best guess at what you think Carson Beck is valued in terms of NIL money, I'll be looking at your responses down below and seeing who's closest. No cheating. Don't go ahead and look it up on On3. Keep it a surprise for yourself because, man, the NIL world is crazy and ever-changing. Seeing the amount of zeros after some of these numbers on these players, I think there was a post from like Travis Hunter or something talking about 10-something million. It's wild that college football players are making this much money nowadays. Truthfully, I prefer the day and age where players were loyal, but that is quite literally the opposite of this video as we're going to Pound Town, 28-3 at half against Louisiana Tech. Heck, I might as well just jump in on 3rd and 12, play our offensive drive and see if we can muster anything up. Couple stars on the outside, might as well just let one fly. He got it. Oh my gosh. Who was that? Number 7. Casually just came down with it here in double coverage. 41-yard dump to number 7. None other than 6'6" threat Deuce Robinson out of USC, transferred and committed to Florida State. On3 Sports has him ranked as the 7th most influential transfer, so get ready for a lot of that Florida State. And apparently skywalking too. Our drive continues here, back on the ground, dropped for a sack on the next before Beck pulls out the strap and throws an interception. So we're not perfect in our offensive drives. We're actually 2 for 2 at this point, doing what we had to do. Got a little sloppy, got a little casual, had cushion to play with. Let's see if it stays that way in the remaining quarter or so left in the game. Touchdown Bison. Looks like it's gonna finish 35-3. What happened, Louisiana Tech? We are legitimate 3-0 heading into the Mountain West. Your eyes do not deceive you. Mekhi Gabert, 5 friggin' sacks. Usually I know how to act when there's 2 sacks, but 5, the ex-Cornhusker got it on in that 35-3 victory. It's about to be a bye week, and then all Mountain West except this random game against Kennesaw State before more Mountain West play. I don't even see Boise State on the schedule. I actually expect this team to win every single game left. Just like that, after a week of practice, keeping the boys fresh, we're here taking on the Lobos, 2-2 on the season. They're a team that has struggled from mediocre play over the last decade, and it's going to continue so far in this one unless they put up a fight. They had a safety. It's 9-2. This is getting closer than we'd like to see. For those reasons, I feel obliged to jump in at midfield and give us some cushion. Could not tell you how in the world we're playing it close with these guys. I ain't gonna lie, I just took a dinner break, so I forget what happened. We're at 4th and 10. We got to convert. We got to get this first down. Go to the big tight end. Is that the Ball State product? He's got it sure-handed. Beautiful. Now Beck's in business. Get a little trickery out here. RPO. Dump it down. He's got the sideline. The cherry on top. It's a Hughes touchdown. I said it's a Hughes touchdown. All right, one more time. Partner, I said it's a Hughes touchdown. I'm going to get a Hughes touchdown. Let's go. 21. Can you do something for me? That should give us much needed cushion. The unfortunate reality is Dampier and the Lobos are pushing it to the red zone. I'm going to have to play some shutdown defense. And now that I think of it, didn't Dampier also transfer? Transfer portal is absolutely littered across every roster. Gobert on a roll with a TFL there, leading to a missed field goal. Perfect use of the defensive drive. I've done all I can to influence the game. It's in the hands of EA Sports. It is in the game. Touchdown Bison. We're going to pull this thing off 23-5. First conference victory under our belt. Check. 4-0 already. Hands down the best 81 overall team in the nation. Colorado State's gotten better over the last couple of years, so I can't discredit them entirely. They could be a pesky bunch. Let's take it one play at a time. That's all we can really ask our guys to do. It's a game of inches. It's a game of blood, sweat, and tears. I want everything they got right here in this game of football. 7-3. Colorado State pushing it to the goal line. Good hold right before half here. Nothing happens, but it's a tight barn burner. That touchdown, massive. A good time for us to jump in and try to get some cushion with another score. Only one possession as it stands right now. We haven't heard much from Branch, so let's give the rock to him, see if he can outrun folks to the outside. The fastest dude out of the portal we got. Now we're gonna run a little trickery. Option outside. Is that Branch on the run? I threw that into double coverage. Not a good idea. Play action. Oh man, we had some choices. I just held on. Felt like I was gonna throw a pick if I forced it. So we're looking at 3rd and 19. I think I'm gonna go outside to Concepcion. He's made some plays earlier, not today. 4th and 19. Questionable call. Going for it, but it's gonna work. Zachariah Branch right there at the line. 8 catches, 93 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's putting on a show today. Little play action here. That was not the best call we could have done. I don't settle too often, but I think we need our 3 points in this case to get the 2 possession lead. Going into the 4th quarter, a huge touchdown. Colorado State stifled. Wow, this one got out of hand and fast. 31-6. Brought down the hammer. 24 unanswered in the second half at the Rams home stadium. That's dirty. 9 catches, 126, and 3 for Mr. Branch. No doubt in my mind that Branch would be up for some awards after that. The team chugging along here. Beck through 5 games, 12-1, 1,000 yards, doing the dang thing and feeding Hughes along the way. Oh my goodness, it's only 5 games into the season. Mekhi, slow down, home dog. I'm just kidding. Pedal to the metal, my friend. That is great to see. Almost 10 sacks. And Takaria with 3 big ones. I'm not trying to jinx anything because anything goes in college football, but we're moving along nicely this season, getting ever closer to punching our ticket to the big playoff dance where our restrictions will alleviate. And there hasn't been really any scares this far, minus the Alabama game and that back and forth brawl. 7-0 quick lead Fresno State responds with 3 of their own. Right before half, they're marching down the field and cash in, so we are behind. Speak of the devil, right? We say we haven't been stressed out, but now we're in a battle for our lives. I need to jump in. Huge third down for Mikey Keene. Fresno State really needs this, and they go with a handoff draw. What a questionable call. It's 4th down. Now we have the opportunity to put the finishing touches on the game. Gonna take our shot to tight end and keep stepping it up one play at a time. Out of reach. Tried and true, right over the middle of the NC State Wolfpack. Didn't look like a good game at all for Beck in his stat line. Can't have an elite performance every week, but we can keep wheeling and dealing. Outside to Branch, what a catch. Toe drag and all. Gonna reward him with an orbit outside. We're not gonna give it to him. It's just a bluff. And just like that, stop and get it. Branch, touchdown. Do ya dance, number 1. That was going to be the difference. All we needed in this one, 28-10 victory. Perfect 6-0 in the FBS for the North Dakota State Bison inaugural season. Give it up for Hughes, putting in work. Carp Diem, let's continue to seize the day. We're going to jump into this one against Air Force. And I'm not expecting us to be shut out for long. I mean, the Air Force Falcons, not really known for their defense. So I'm surprised to see a 3-0 back and forth game. Oh my goodness, they score 6. Are we going to come alive at all? There we go, a late score. I'm going to need to take over ASAP. Oh my goodness. Let's see what the sim does on this drive. Is that an interception? You're kidding me, right? I want to see if the sim can score for us, so I might be able to jump in, but we're going to run out of time. This is why I just said you can never count anyone out in college football. Air Force takes us down after our spectacular start. You may be able to beat Alabama, but boosha. And the Falcons go booyah. This flop needs to be studied. 20-7 on our home turf. Beck looks not like an NFL guy. Nothing, and I mean nothing from the run game. Only the Ball State tight end with a score. Yeah, this is embarrassing. After a tough loss, you need to get right against a team like Kennesaw State. I want to see air raid. I want to see points. I want to see a beat down, but look at the struggles continuing. Finally snapping the dry streak. 7-3 going into half. About to punch it in. I think we got it. 14-3. There we go. Before I get too ahead of myself, we got to stop Kennesaw State right here in their tracks, and they're going to put one on us. Over the linebacker to the running back. Kennesaw State says it's time, and they're going to go for 2. Do we have what it takes? Do we have a stop in us? No, we do not. So forget it. This team needs a spark. I'm going to use my offensive drive. We're going to take this pigskin and run the rock down to that end zone. I think it's horrible for Carson Beck's stock to get owned by Kennesaw State and Air Force. I saw him jump off the line. How did we get picked? That is not good, and that is going to use up the offensive drive. I swear, if we're going to lose to Kennesaw State, I'm going to be a salty, salty boy. And thank goodness we were able to cash in and get a turnover. Ice this game. Wow, I got bailed out. No doubt. 15 points, a scare in the 4th quarter. This is not a playoff-bound team and how they should be playing. Flying into week 11, here's where we're at within the conference. I don't think this is good enough to get into the championship game right now, which means it's crucial we beat down San Jose in our next showdown. Plus, we need some good luck. Hopefully, Air Force loses. As it stands, the College Football Playoff Committee doesn't have us in the 12-team bracket, nor do they have any Mountain West team right now. I think that very well could change as the season goes on, and let's prove it to them right here. Nick Nash, the triple threat machine out of San Jose, wants to put his mark on the game, but I think North Dakota has been brewing for a while. Something's got to give. It's got to burst open. This team has been held in check from the offensive side of things, and it doesn't make sense because we got weapons everywhere you look, and this performance today is much more indicative of what I was hoping to see all season long. 20-3 shutdown defense, top-notch offense, cherry on top, 27-3 victory royale. Hughes back the squad. Now we talking. Your player of the game is Kevin. 6 catches, 78 yards, 2 touchdowns. With some momentum on our side, Utah State comes into town. They put up a quick touchdown. They're 3-6. Really no excuse for the offense to get stifled, so I think we'll continue to roll in this one. 21-7. There we go. The floodgates are open. I don't think we need to do much work here to assist anyone. Carson Beck finally getting into a rhythm at the right time before the Mountain West Championship, before the college football playoffs. Exceptional result. So far, the footage is proving you bring in a superstar cast of transfer portal players, you'll go 8-1, 9-1, and have one heck of a season. Finally getting some respect on our name into the top 25. That's right, number 1 is Utah. That's a shock. And Kansas in the top 10. But as we trickle down this list, boom, there it is. North Dakota State, 23rd in the nation. A ranked squad of transfer portal goons. And these goons are going to head into Laramie. And, well, let's do what we do best. Give them the beatdown. The good news is our restrictions are about to ease up. All we got to do is get into the postseason, which includes the championship game, bowl season, all of that good stuff. The sim has got us right. They've done a heck of a job with the transfer portal guys we brought in. 10 wins on deck, 24 zip at half. Wyoming, I am not afraid of no cowpokes. Out of Laramie, I'm sorry, North Dakota owns this team, owns this conference. We're moving on. Probably the most surprising player on this roster, Gobert, continues his impressive campaign. 3 more sacks. As the 18th ranked team in the nation, only 1 loss. We're finally projected into the bracket, albeit the last team to get in, but that's not going to stop us. Let's finish strong against UNLV and head into the postseason. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. That's what they're going to be saying after they leave disappointed from the showdown about to go down. The crew is locked in, 18th in the nation. 1 fluky loss to Air Force. I know I'm still a bit bummed out about that. What could have been a flawless year will turn into a 1-loss campaign. I can't complain because the team is putting in work at the right time at the end of the season. So we're hot. We're ready to rumble. Watch out. Anyone that sees us, this is the same crew that beat Alabama earlier on, and the same crew that's about to give it to you. 27 zip, another shutout. That is the confidence boost for the big dance upcoming. Beck didn't have to do a lot to win that player of the game. You know what? Out of all teams I expected to see in the Mountain West Championship game, Nevada was not on my list. These numbers from the all transfer portal team are huge. Back-to-back shutouts to finish the season. In fact, only 10 points given up in the last 4 weeks. Let's check in on the team's stats. 2,400 yards, 27 touchdowns, 4 ints. Not as many yards as I expected, but still very effective. Hughes with a 10-piece nugget meal, and our best receiver was Branch. MVP of the defense, no doubt about it. Gobert gets my vote. The Georgia Tech product. Funny how Takario Davis didn't get any more interceptions. At least Ethan O'Connor got in on the fun. I highly doubt anyone on this team wins Heisman, but here we are at the championship game. At long last, this is practically on schedule. What I expected to see, what I hoped to see, it's here. Our restrictions loosen up a bit, and we're gonna go to work first drive of the game. Right now, this is a successful project, proving that if you have $5 billion spare dollars, you can build a dream team. Go ahead and lure anyone away from the portal, and within just 1 year, you're going to be competitive. Scrambling out to our right. Beck isn't the fastest tool in the shelf, but he can move when he needs to. Play action once more. Going to strike it over the middle. It's Kazoil. He dropped it. Was hoping the big fella would be able to cash in for us, and that thing got punted out of there. Did you see that ball ricochet? Wild physics on that one, and a wild sack. Put us at 4th down. Championship drive. Let's start it off with 3 points. Cha-ching, corner bang. Just like that, we're back for the touchdown that I left on the table last drive. We're gonna get it this time. All right. We got a field goal out of it, and we're gonna go into the sim just a bit to see if we need to put more effort into this scrap against Nevada. I feel like we need to save our energy just a little bit for the upcoming playoff rounds, but wow, Nevada does not want to go down without a fight. So if they want to play like that, we'll play hardball. We'll get to working. I'm gonna keep my eye on Conception. Nope, he was not open, but we got that off getting smacked. Someone's gonna have to let me know how to say Kevin's name. I keep saying Conception, Concepcion. To be honest, I don't know. Someone's gonna have to let me know how to actually pronounce his name, because I can assure you I'm getting that thing wrong. Woo. And another thing that I'm getting wrong is my red zone offense, but really the Wolfpack defense stifling us every time we get down here. It's the fourth quarter. Nevada's driving into first and goal. They're going to cash in for a big 6. So the championship and the season's on the line. There is no excuses here. It has to be now or never. If we want to see this team play in the playoffs, we have to win now. We'll definitely take that HB Texas. I love that play. And even better, I love Mekhi Hughes. This guy, I'm telling you, no doubt a top transfer target. That's a big win for the team that snagged him. And let me check. Where did he go again? That's right. He went to Oregon. Wow, they landed a big one. So the Ducks get richer. Incredible flip of the field. They left a lot of clock on the board for Nevada, but we'll take our 2. Kudos to the Wolfpack. They played their heart out, and this is the final play of the game. They're chucking it up. It's going to fall into the hands of Henry, and there it is, folks. North Dakota State, your Mountain West champions in their inaugural season, built and powered by the transfer portal. That one feels good, and it just about guarantees we'll see another game. Lee Hunter, one of the best defensive tackles on the board available. No better time to get player of the week. Heisman went to the CJ Daniels dude, and none of our Bison won any awards. That's okay, because we'll happily take a first round bye. We snagged that spot just like Boise State did in real life with the first round bye. It was between Penn State or Texas State, and yeah, it doesn't surprise me we got Penn State. Will this be the end of the line, or will the story continue? We're about to find out in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Bring out. They've worked hard this season. Surprising chemistry from a team full of transplants. They rallied just for this moment. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't worried a little bit here about Penn State. A physical bunch. The sim definitely rewarded them. 12-1. They played some tough football. And we're just little old North Dakota State fighting for our lives. We'll call for a play action, and Branch is just sitting there saying, feed me. Who wants to get silly? I know I do. A little reverse play action throw. Sack. Abdul Carter, probably the best prospect in the NFL draft, just destroyed that thing. And yeah, that's not what we want to see. Not a fruitful opening drive, futile to say the least, but hey, defense holds it right back. And with our next play, we're going to play conservative, hit the 3 bomb, get a lead. Going blow for blow, 10-7 before half. We're going to need to make a play, get some more points if we can find a way. That's a huge catch. Kevin, our young gun, one of the best guys hands down on this roster, and that was an airmail. Don't want to force the issue, but I definitely want to get us ahead if we can get those points. And wow, we score right here in the moments. Literally up 17-14 over Penn State. 2 minutes to go. If we can just ice out the game, that'll be all she writes. And 1000%, we're pounding the rock all the way home until we just lost those 3 yards. Now we're passing, converting. Boom. Yo, this is crazy. Go ahead, Hughes. You have my full permission to take this thing home. A little sus on 3rd down. Yeah, we're passing it. They bite in. What a catch by the tight end. Tan the man with the snag. The 90 overall Ball State tight end product just sealed us the Peach Bowl. We get the win over Penn State 17-14. He laid out like his life was on the line. Carson back efficient as ever. Not a super quarterback by any means this season, but a really good one. Doing what he has to do. He's executing. And that execution just unlocked us the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Just a couple steps away from the ultimate goal. But this next game is going to be crazy. The hardest test all season long. Ohio State, #1 in the nation. They're tearing through people. So it's time to bring our A game. That is what's on the line. Never hurts to get in there on the first drive and feel out the opposing defense. Ohio State is known for it. Just going to follow the blocks if we could. It didn't work out on the first drive. We got stifled there in the backfield, and it's going to work out really well for Ohio State. If we don't step up and buff this line and the defense against Will Howard, he's going to be well on his way to a national championship, replicating what he did in real life. Gobert with a stop, 17 sacks on the season. Need a miracle, need a play, need a hero. Not gonna happen. That's a touchdown for Henderson. And your eyes do not deceive you. They're back for some more. That's right. They're back for more points, and they're gonna go get it across the middle, stumbling and bumbling. The tight end's in, up 2 scores in the first quarter. We're gonna need Carson Beck to rise up, or we could be walking our way out of the playoffs in just a matter of moments. 3rd and 2. Let's just keep it simple. Branch, big catch. Right over the middle to the tight end. How did that miss? But a flag on the play, that's PI. Yeah, you can't be grabbing our dude like that. We'll take 1st and goal. And on that note, we'll take a touchdown too. Hughes in there. we're within striking distance. Don't write off North Dakota State yet, because we're going to work, and we're back into the red zone. Gonna take it underneath, right outside the end zone. Letting Hughes do his thing once more, bouncing it up and out. Touchdown, tie game. Unleashing the beast. Tie game, 14-14. He's gonna go over the middle and get lurked by Henry. Big pick. We're in business. Will Howard with an ill-advised throw. With the national championship on the line for Carson Beck and this team, you just cannot do that as the opposing group. Outside of Carson Beck, Kevin's pretty cool, but Hughes has got to get offensive MVP for me. He is everywhere. Whenever I need him, he is answering the call and passing with flying colors. And now on this case, Eric Singleton Jr. is going to answer the call, first and goal. Hungry for the end zone once more. Make it his third of the game. We have the lead right before half. Hughes with 1, 2, 3. Second half has been more defensive minded, but we got just a couple minutes left on the clock. It's all tied up 21-21. All I know is it's tied. We need points. Let's go to work. Definitely starting to pick apart the weakness here in the secondary. They are letting our guys wide open. Eric fumbles. We showboated. Oh no, I thought that was a sure thing. Karma, and that came back to bite us big. Nothing makes a coach's blood boil more than this. Showboat, fumble, not securing the rock, and turning it over. Looks like to me he passes the line before he fumbles that. I'm challenging that 1 gajillion percent because it's either a fumble, turnover, or a touchdown. Mega stakes here. They stick with their call. Could be the dagger and a deflating end to the season. Yep, you know, it might as well be. Tate over the secondary. Humphrey, the transfer, just got cooked. Cotton Bowl back within reach from Ohio State. I'm still deflated and hurt on the inside about that fumble. Makes me never want to hit the showboat button again, I'm telling you. Unless the coast is clear by a long shot, I'm not going to be hitting that thing again. Thankfully, we've had success against this secondary, and I don't foresee it stopping. I mean, they cannot cover that. It's a little cheesy, but I'm going to call that again. They need to prove to me that they can actually adjust and cover it because it's getting open every time right now. Eric Singleton Jr. is putting in work, and that, my friends, is going to deal the final blow. A fumble from Beck. We have our answer. A full-on transfer portal team has the potential to get to the big game, to the national championship, but we'll never know in this case. We actually probably shot ourselves in the foot and cost us the game by fumbling Singleton in the end zone. But yeah, a very fun experiment nonetheless. I enjoyed putting this team together, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. All of the best transfers out there in the portal today on one team. This is the result, a massively successful season and almost a national championship. Keep soaking it up with your boy KingSponge. Hit that subscribe button and check out one of these college football 25 videos on your screen. I got some bangers around the corner and potentially some new series on the horizon. As always, let me know what you want to see next in college football 25 as we all await the sweet, sweet college football 26 debut.